Hey, welcome to another video. A lot of you are asking for the second version of this slider that we used to do on Shopify, and actually we did this outside of Shopify using the Tailwind, and now I would like to start working on this step by step and to move all this code into Shopify, so now you know how you can build it yourself. I will do this without stops and breaks, so let's just do this together. So keeping the old code that I have on the link, I will have this below in the description. We go to Shopify and we create a new development store, and we add the Don't theme. This is a free template from Shopify, and then you can just edit the code. Let's see where this leads us. You can also preview the store and see what's going on. This is the store by default. And this is the code that we have to edit. We have layout, we have templates, sections, etc. And here there is probably a header. Yeah, there is a header, and this should be actually this part, the header. Let's quickly check it. There is some code, there is some CSS here, and they have all this header code. Let me scroll a bit more down. Social, they have the search field right here, and this is the end. Then they have some code for the sticky bar. This is the cart, the customer account, stuff that you will see up here. And we don't want this for now. We can actually keep this header and just create the slider underneath, and we can work on the header on another video. But for now, let's focus on the slider. So we can create actually a new section here and call it header slider, and it's gonna be a new section for us. And actually we can change the name here and call it header slider. And if we want to have this in the customizer, so if you don't know, the customize theme is the theme editor. You can edit things here. You can actually go right here on the side, and you can change the information of the website. This is what we want to do also, so people are able to add this in our website and edit this. This, for example, the image banner that you can go in and change everything. This will be for us the slider too. We will create it right here. So one thing we want to do, for example, you can go to the image banner down here. If you go in the end of the schema, you will see they have the presets. We can actually take this code right here. We can go back to the slider and add the code right here, and we have the preset. The name will be the header slider we have, and then we don't have blocks for now. We don't need the blocks for now, so we'll just leave it like this and we save it. The first thing you will see that this is empty, there is no HTML, so we can actually do the usual hello world just to see that it's working. So we save this, we go back to the theme editor, and we refresh the page. We give it a second or two, and then down here you'll be able to add a section, and then header slider. It's right here. You can also search for this, it will come here. And now you see that we have the hello world. This is what we just created, the section. We can move it on top just like this and save. This is not that complicated actually. You can actually go back, copy all of my code and add it there, and you can see what's gonna happen now. We take the code, we have the code here, we can save it. Just a note here, we don't have the CSS, so you won't be able to see something crazy just like this. And also we don't want the top out, we have to remove this later, but we can get the CSS here in the first place, just like this. It is all of our CSS. Yeah, exactly, we use Tailwind, right? So we can add it on a separate file, right? Section header slider .css. Actually it's actually here, so we don't have to add CSS here. This is my mistake. Let's remove it. Okay, and it should be fine. Then we paste our CSS here, we save. Probably we don't need most of them because we have Tailwind, so I will actually go here and check if we can get Tailwind CSS. So we used to have this CSS and we have the links, right? Yeah, this is a font and this is the slider. So I copy the CSS and I want to link it probably into the theme. Actually, no, we don't want Tailwind to be on the whole website at the moment. We want it just on the header slider. But if you want to develop the whole website, this has to go on the whole website. For example, you can go on theme, and right here you will find links with CSS, or like this one is always on the top. This one will be for the internal one. So this link, we're gonna change this, so I don't want to be in this one. I want to have header slider. It will actually look for this file into the asset URL. You can see the asset, so the asset is right here, assets, and then this will make it style sheet tag. And if you go on theme, you can actually see what will be the best place to add this. CSS will be, let's check, something like this, but you don't want this to be print, you want this to be your all or media. So we go up here, we take this one, we change the href with our link. It's not the best way to do this at the moment because it's a lot of CSS to add. We'll just do it for the example. We can save this and give it a go. You see that it's already better. We have the header now, we have the search. We have to remove this though, we don't need this, we just want the slider. This doesn't move though because we don't have the JavaScript. So if we go back, we go to JavaScript, and you see I've added this one here. So we can go back here and add the script. And we have the script added, and let's see what we did down here using the script. So we have the settings down here, we just copy them, we go back here and we do script and we add it right here. One thing I would like to do is actually let's save this first. We don't need this anymore. We can give it a quick test. I think I'm missing something. Let's quickly check. CSS, yeah, I'm missing this CSS for sure. Let's add this CSS here too. I will actually copy this one up here, change it. Okay, save, wait for a second and then refresh. And now the slider should be working, or maybe there's an error and that's why it's not working. Let's quickly check the console. Cannot convert, and this is a different error. This is not about us, it's not about here. First and second, one thing I noticed before we go into that is that there are no photos. If you see here we have some photos like this, but here we don't. Let's see why we don't have photos. So there's a background image. Background image is this one, and actually we see it here but we don't see it right here. So there should be a problem with the slides. If we delete some, no, it doesn't work. So we have to figure out why our JavaScript it's not working. Usually the thing is the document ready, so we may have to check if the document is ready. For example, you can do this one. You can go to MDN and find the document ready part. For example, this basic users example, you can copy this and try to add it here. So you add it right here, we delete the console log, we get this right inside, save it. It looks like it's not aligned also. This way, you can give it a test, give it a go. We give this a go and it doesn't look, oh no, it looks better actually. We don't have the background, there should be an issue on that. but the slider is here, the slider is working. So now we have our first slider. Let's remove this navigation up here, we don't want this for now. So we go back in, then we will see which one is the navigation, probably this one. So I delete that, and we go back and refresh. And the navigation now is gone, and we just have these two quite black dark slides. So we only have to figure out now why we don't have the background image, why we don't see the background image. So here is the issue. We use the DOM template. The DOM template has some CSS that says when a div is empty, don't display it. So it has display none. And our div is actually empty right here because it's a div only for the background. So we have to fix that in order to show it. So I'm not sure if we can fix it quickly with visible or something like this with Tailwind. I don't really remember. Let's see, Tailwind display block, and see how we can do that. So the block one should fix it. We debug here in the browser first. No, it doesn't, because it's not important. This CSS is first, has priority. So one thing we can do is actually, this is kind of a cheesy thing, it's not the best solution, but you can actually go into your div right here and add some space like this, and the next one, and now it's not gonna be empty, it will have a space inside, and this should work. Yes, now it works. Now it's not empty, it has space inside. It's a bit funny that it works this way, but you can actually do it. Otherwise you have to override the CSS and make it display block or some other display instead of none, and make it important. This is the way, this one way. Also you can change the CSS of the template if you want, the DOM template. So now let's see how you can add more slides here, how you can add custom background photos and text. Let's go back right here, and you will see that we have settings, presets. Here in settings there is also one option that's called blocks. This is what we want blocks, and the blocks, if I'm not mistaken, go like this. We have a type and we have a name, and the type for us will be slide. Actually, do it like this, then it will be slide. So let's save this and check it out. We refresh and we see the header slider now. It has little icon plus right here, the add slide, and I can actually add more slides. I can add 1, 2, 3. So let's see how we can modify that. Inside this you can add the settings. So the next part will be settings, and then let's do it. This is an array. Actually, is this an array? Yeah, it is. This is an array, and then we have an object, and this object will have a name. Actually, it's not a name. We have a type. The type will be an image. We have an ID. The ID will be slide image, for example. You can use whatever you want as an ID. The type actually is not an image, it's an image picker, so you can pick an image. The ID is whatever you want, and then we have the label. This is what the user will see. We have a slider background image. Actually, this can also be like PG image for background. And this is the first part of the block. This is what we're going to implement first. Let's save this. So now what I'm going to do, actually we don't want to keep this here anymore, and this one I'm going to comment, and then we're going to loop through the blocks we have. So let's do this one and say for block in section.blocks, and then close this for. Now for each block, for each one of the blocks that I've added, if you remember, I have 3 blocks here, so for each one of these I will go and add this code. Go here, okay, and then the text will be the same for now, but the background image I want this to be different. I want this to be different every time. So let's do we do the curly braces, and then we have we had block.settings. It's right here, slide bg image, and because this is an image, we have to say what is the size of it. So we do image URL, and we can have for example master is not the best. It kind of crops the image, so we like to do, for example, 2000x is an example here. You can find more of the documentation, and we can try now and check what's going on. Let's refresh. First I will save the changes, and then it will refresh itself. Now you can see it says no image. The text is here. I cannot swipe because it's a theme editor, but I have also no options. Let's do a refresh, and right here you can see header, slide, and then there is an image. I can actually upload an image I want. I can upload on my computer, or I can go to the free images and find one that I like. Let's go here just as an example and select this one, and do select. Let's see if it's actually gonna work. So as you can see now, there is an image right here. Doesn't look great yet because I think we used some CSS before to make it change the background. Right here we use some CSS probably, but probably it's looking good. Let's go add more images. Image, coffee, maybe some nice coffee. Let's add this one. Okay, it's kind of overlapping. We'll see why this is happening. Let's add another one, and then we go and preview it and test it. Nature. Add this one. Oh, now it's looking better. I think it's just a theme editor. Sometimes the theme editor doesn't work well with JavaScript, but doesn't matter. After you save, you go back to your website, you refresh the page, and you see what's going on. Okay, now looks like we have all of the slides on top of each other or something like this. This is kind of a weird thing, and let's see why. So we have swiper slide, we have background. I see one photo here, but I don't really see. They are all over the place, so one is beside another. Probably I missed something when I copied them, and so we'll go back to figure this out. Yeah, probably there is a div like here. Some of you may notice this on the video while I was copying. I didn't notice it, but this is problem. This div is kind of open here, and it destroys the whole layout. Let's do a save again. As you can see, it doesn't matter if your HTML is not perfect. If there is an error or something, your schema will work well. The theme editor will work fine right here on the options. It's just the preview that doesn't look great. So right here you can see this is working perfectly. You can add background images on your slider in just seconds. And we can go back. You can customize the title right here. Let's do the title together. I will copy the preview setting and just change this. So this type should be text, slider title, and slider title. So I want to copy this, go here and change this part. This is the title. Let's do not section, actually it's block.settings to title, slide title, and save. If I go now back on the website, it should be empty. Yeah, now it's empty because the option is empty. You can see right here. If I refresh the page, wait a second. Here is the title. I am the title. And it's working great. You can go on the second slide and say slide 2 here. And you can just save it. Doesn't work here. Let's go back on the preview of our website, and you see I am the title, this one is empty, and this one says slide 2 here. So you can actually change this. I will not do the rest. I will not do this one. This is the text, and this is actually the URL, and the other one is the text of the button. I will leave you to it, and I hope you do it yourself following what we did so far. It's kind of a mini test for you, so you see if you actually learned something from this video. But let me know below if it was actually helpful for you. We will gonna remove this, and if you actually got an understanding of what blocks are, how the sections are working, and if you got a first idea of how Shopify templating works. So this is the end of the video for now. I hope it was helpful. Give me a like if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. We will have more videos for you, and see you in the next video.